Hey guys, HW here. Hope you're well. I'm up with the larks this morning. It's Saturday morning in Sydney, and I was conscious that I hadn't done a film this week. I had been sick most of the week, unfortunately, with headaches. I woke up on Monday morning with blurred vision, which wasn't too good. And so yeah, I thought I'd get down to the city early today. So as we walk along here, I think it's only just turned 8 a.m. now in Sydney. It's 17 degrees Celsius, that's around 62 Fahrenheit. And it's supposed to get up to 27 degrees Celsius and around 80 degrees Fahrenheit today. The winds from the west at around 11 kilometres per hour, which what's that make it? Just over 6 miles per hour. So the water's going to be pretty flat today. Good day for a harbour cruise. And I just noticed as I came across the bridge that the Queen Elizabeth is docked down at Circular Quay. So I thought today we'd walk up George Street where we are now, probably then get up King Street? No, not King Street. Then we'll probably get up Park Street and then go down Pitt Street and head down to Circular Quay, capture a few scenes down there. And in between, I'm absolutely stinging for a coffee, a Nectar. So I'm going to have to stop somewhere and have some breakfast and a coffee. But yeah, so it'll be a reasonable walk. So grab yourself a Nectar or coffee yourself and sit back and enjoy the sights. Even if it's going to be pretty quiet at the start here, because people are only starting to get into the city now. Sorry about all the shaking, I just had to put my phone away. Oh, you'll see the rainbow flags up on George Street as we get along here today, because tonight's the Mardi Gras. And that was another reason why I came in early today, because I wanted to avoid the masses who will descend on the city shortly and start getting their floats and stuff ready, I'd expect. Look at Martin Place, looking pretty quiet early in the morning. What about that? Even on the weekend you can't avoid the sounds of building. Let's get out on this side of George Street. Might be a bit better. Couple of trams in the distance back down there. It's actually quite pleasant walking through the city early in the morning with not many people are out. Still too early for the Apple store. No staff to be seen yet in there. Oh no, got proven wrong. There's one over there getting something ready. The next dilemma I have is where I'm going to have breakfast at Nectar. I'll have to hope by the time I get down Park Street and then back down Pitt Street that maybe the Strand here over here is the cafe in there's open. I might stop in there and have my Nectar and breakfast. Definitely my favourite arcade in Sydney, the Strand. Much prefer it over some of the others, including the QVB or Queen Victoria Building. This guy's out running his dog. There's that alleyway that I filmed before. Used to have a delightful coffee shop down there called, I always forget the name of it. It was called something Hawk. A little coffee shop just here. Called The Hustle. Looks like a good spot to grab a takeaway. Tell you what, just as we've been walking along here, how many bloody trams have come past? Must have a bit of a, they must keep them down at Circular Quay like a sort of a bit like a depot. Delightful old Gowings Building there on the corner of George and Market Streets. Oh, the sun's starting to come up now. Thank goodness I've got my sunglasses on, so it's quite glary. Maybe instead of walking down this dark, desolate part of George Street early in the morning, maybe we'll walk through the QVB, eh? Give us something to look at before we get down to Park Street. It's still pretty quiet in here as well. Looks like a few people milling around a cafe up here. I wonder what the go is with these lights they've put in now. It's almost like it's Christmas all year round. Or maybe they're getting into the Mardi Gras festivities too, I don't know. We're going to film these delightful pastries as we go past. Got cheeky pies there and pasties, and cupcakes, croissants. No one in coach yet. No one at the concierge desk. That's 2 cafes we've walked past so far. Coming up to the 3rd now. So note these down when you come to Sydney. You always find a bunch of cafes in the Queen Victoria building if you're desperate for a Nectar or something to eat. This is just on the ground level. There's some more. There's some on every level of the QVB. And as we get down to the entrance down here, there's another cafe just here called Menon, and I'm going to keep talking because there's quite loud music playing at the moment. Yeah, just here. Here's another one here. Alright, out of the Queen Victoria building. It's crossing over Druitt Street near Town Hall. Oh, actually, you know what? Instead of going down there, we're supposed to be going up Park Street, eh? That's what I said. Let's get up Park Street. Here comes another tram. And a look down to the cinema strip down there. The old Woolworths building over there. Woolworths supermarket. They used to have a department style sort of, or department store style business on the upper floors that were Woolworths, but now they've rebranded it to Big W. Yeah, that's what the buses sound like in Sydney. They're so noisy. I won't be complaining if they switch to electric one day. Here we are on Pitt Street. Unfortunately, going past another building site, so it's going to be quite noisy. few people hanging outside the ANZ building over here. Are they builders too, or are they someone else? Oh yeah, there's people inside too. Wonder what that's all about. Do people in banking work on weekends as well? Oh look, there's Centrepoint Tower up in the clear blue skies of Sydney this morning. Looks quite stunning. Just walking past the Pitt Street entrance of the Hilton Hotel, and then I expect I don't know whether they call this the main entrance or whether George Street's the main entrance. Not sure. There's a better look at Centrepoint. Piccadilly Arcade's looking pretty quiet. Something that I've never bothered to mention before in any of my videos, and I should do it given that some of you have probably been to Sydney before as tourists, but Pitt Street here, so we used to have a monorail that used to come down Pitt Street, and it came along here and turned the corner just there on Market Street and went down to Darling Harbour. So all the signs of the tracks are long gone. I can't remember what year they pulled it down. It was a fair while ago though. What prompted me to say that was this bridge up here. We used to have bridges between the different buildings to get onto the monorail. Look at that old artwork on that building up there for Rex Simpson Fine Clothes for Men. Alright, we can sneak across here now. Look in the distance there. I can see that that kid's cartoon, that car, Lightning McQueen. Is that what its name is? From the Cars movie. There it is there in the Pitt Street Mall. That's pretty cool. There he is, old Lightning McQueen. Yeah, there it is, says written on the side there. It's pretty cool. What's to go there? Oh, that must be that other movie. What's it called? Oh, I can't think of it. Is it Mahona or something like that? Some Hawaiian name. Look at that guy go. Getting ready to do his deliveries. Must be doing a McDonald's run or coffee run for someone in the apartments around here. There he goes. Oh, he's going to park just here. There's some more Mardi Gras paraphernalia there. There's same over there. Rainbow flags are everywhere in the city. Alright, it's starting to get close to the Strand, so I hope they're open. So I am absolutely dying for a coffee. Let's have a look. Oh, it's not looking good. HW might be waiting a bit longer to have a coffee. Oh, I can see one of the staff members there. Wonder whether I might have to ask her what time they open. Hey, what time are you open?
For breakfast?
Yeah.
Yeah, we already open.
Oh, you open? Oh, beautiful. All right. What seat should I sit on? This will be a bit different today. I'll sit down this end. Let's do a number 2. All right. HW, the only one in Romolo today, or this morning, until the rest of the Strand opens up. What a delight. I'm going to have the whole place to myself. There's the glass atrium up the top there of the Strand Arcade. Mostly all frock shops and wedding shops up the top up there. And there's Romolo. So let's have a look at the menu. See what I'm going to have, and then I'll order it. And then I'll switch the video back on when the Nectar and the food arrives.
Good morning.
Hey, how you going? Could I get a avocado tartine?
Yeah, of course.
And a large flat white, please.
Thank you.
Thank you. Alright, the delicious Nectar has arrived. There's the flat white. And shortly, hopefully, the avocado toast will arrive as well. Been joined by a couple of guests now, so people are starting to drag themselves out of bed and come out of their hotel rooms. Oh, look at that, my avocado toast has arrived. Let me do a little spin for you. Life a little poached egg there. Alright, let me tuck into this. Oh, actually, you know what? Maybe I should crack open the poached egg for you so we can see together if it, oh, look at that. Yes. Delicious. Alright, see you again soon when we get back on the walk. Alright, I'll just leave the Strand behind. Finish my little avocado toast and Large flat white. I needed to use the restroom after I finished breakfast and realised I've never been to the bathrooms in or the restrooms in the Strand Arcade before. There's quite a few of them. I found out when I had a look at the centre map. They're on 4 levels. I had to go up to level 2 to catch one of the men's restrooms. But yeah, pretty old building, and it's pretty cool to use those old restrooms because all the fittings inside are pretty ye old days. I probably should have filmed it for you, but you can have a look when you come to Sydney. Tiffany & Co.'s not open for the tourists yet. Let's get down Pitt Street now and start heading towards Circular Quay. Let me get out on this medium strip to give you a bit of a look to where we're headed. I don't know whether you can see, but just over the tops of those trees, the Harbour Bridge is starting to come into view. Keep walking down this centre medium strip here because it's a good spot to film. There's a Fullerton Hotel in there. There's a foyer for the Fullerton. I must say, whenever I'm in the city, it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, I don't actually see that many people riding up and down this cycleway. It's a bloody good looking cycleway, but I just don't see that many people on it. Maybe I need to come down here on a weekday and see some of the commuters coming back and forth on it, I don't know. Let's skip past the Matrix fountain again, just for a bit of fun. Martin Place and the clock tower of the GPO. Beautiful view. Oh, I think we'll keep going down this. Oh, look at that. So the first cyclists I see on the cycleway are the cops. Nina, Nina. You'd think they'd have electric bikes, but it didn't look like it. It looked like they were just push bikes. Should get some batteries on there. Give them a bit of speed. Seeing it so quiet in the city, I might as well get out onto the road. Look at that. Ever since I said that it was quiet, now there's cyclists coming both ways. Let's move out of the way of that guy's door as he's about to get out in a minute. Can you hear that crow? A few people getting into this Pronto cafe. A lot of the workmen. There she is. There's the Radisson Hotel. I always mention that when I walk past because I just love the look of the building. It's Hunter Street. So far today, since I've been coming through the city, I've noticed a few more people sleeping rough on the street. I think it's about probably the fourth or fifth person I've seen with their bed set up on the footpath. It's not something you see a lot of in Sydney because mostly the people are offered somewhere to stay the night. There's a lot of charity organisations and volunteer organisations that go around and pick them up. So it's not like some of the other cities you see around the world. But that's not to say that we don't have a homeless problem in Australia and Sydney as well, because we do. I think blessed that we have a lot of organisations that look after them, so it's not as visible as other places. I mentioned this sculpture the other day when I was coming past. Let's quickly skip up this Spring Street, seeing that I mentioned it the other day, and just have a quick look, and then we'll get back down onto Pitt Street. Nice looking tree, this one. I'm not sure what breed of or what species of tree it is. This clock tower here and this building here, I'm not sure what building it is. I have to have a quick look on the map and see what building it is. My phone says that it's the Lands Department. I had no idea the Lands Department had a clock tower on it. So there you go. Lived in Sydney all my life and only finding out now that that the Lands Department's got a clock tower on it. Just never noticed. Look at that year-old photo there of what it used to look like down at Circular Quay. There's mentions of Mossman Bay, Neutral Bay, Manly on there, so obviously it was a ferry terminal even back then when that photo was taken. Let's cross over Bridge Street here. Oh, the sun's beaming out now. Yeah, that's crazy. Had no idea what that building was until just now. Oh no, listen to that. You hear those jackhammers going as we come back onto Pitt Street. It's another bloody construction site. So I'd expect if you like to do a bit of filming, Sunday might be a better day to come into the city, because you won't have the construction sites banging off, unless it's like one of those 24-hour, 7-day-a-week sites. This building just here's got some height on it. I was just passing by the Marriott here. There's a few people waiting for cabs, what we call Harry McNabs. It's a cool little laneway there with looks like an Italian restaurant on the end there. A few more workmen waiting for their Nectars. Getting fueled up before they hit the tools. I wonder if they only work on a half day, or whether, yeah, as I said before, whether it's they're working on a 7-day-a-week site on rotating shifts. There's the gateway there. That was in my last walk that I did down the Circular Quay. I went in there to have lunch. That's the place I went. I had the chicken schnitzel burger. There's some nice places in there, so if you come down to Circular Quay when you come to Sydney, definitely it's a lunch spot for you. Here we are, down on Alfred Street, right smack bang the entrance of Circular Quay. Wonder if I can sneak across here before the tram comes. Oh, just made it. Just got hit by this one and this one. Could have got smacked in a sandwich on the tracks. Here we go. Here's the Queen Elizabeth coming into view now. That's what we came to see at the end of the walk. Look at all the punters lined up for the Captain Cook cruise. Mostly look like Chinese and Japanese tourists. Or they could be from some of the other ASEAN countries. It could be, I don't know, they could be Korean. They could be from Thailand. Who knows? Vietnam. There's that little fantasy boat that I saw in the last film as well. Wow, look at this guy. This guy takes photos with his tablet. That's very old school. There it is, Queen Elizabeth. These guys over here, what are they doing? Are they oiling the anchor, or are they just washing it, or what? Doesn't seem to be much pressure on the hose. I wonder what the point of it is. This lady's doing a bit of art here. Looks like she might be painting some sort of palm tree or something. Yeah, what's the point of that? Just rinsing the side of the boat there where the anchor comes down. Bizarre. This little coffee cart here. Wonder how much the Nectars are. $6 for a coffee. Tell you what, it was only a few weeks ago that I was in Singapore, and you'll see that video in my collection of videos. And the coffees there were like they were like $7 Singaporean. And no joke, before I left Sydney, so at the start of January, the coffees here were still like, you can still get $3.50 flat whites and $4 flat whites. So you get over there and you know, the coffees are like over $7. And then when I came back, the coffees here had gone up in price as well. So as soon as that January clicks over, that's when they decide to whack all the prices up. Regardless of what's happening in the world, it's like, hey, it's January, boys. Let's get the prices up and rob the punters. Now we all know there's been inflationary pressures, but come on now. There's a lot of companies just taking advantage of the environment and just using it as an excuse to gouge us. Yeah, so the old Queen Elizabeth, it's a bit, oh, should we go down to the back and film it at the back as well? might as well while we're here, and then I'm going to have to get ready to wrap up the vid because I've got to get back home. Got a few things to do at home today. Well, the punters getting off the boat with their luggage. All the cruisers. I wonder where they're going. Maybe they're having a day trip up to the Blue Mountains before coming back to the boat. Well, they've got their luggage, so maybe they're heading to the airport to head home back to Europe. There's that bar mill again. I walked past there the other day and I thought to myself, it had like a happy hour for cocktails. And I made a mental note, I'm going to have to get in there one day and have a cocktail because it's looks like a nice place to have one. There she is, the old coat hanger, Sydney Harbour Bridge. Every time I walk past too, I fail to mention, this is one of the Park Hyatts in Sydney just here. Had a hotel just there. It's a 5-star hotel. I haven't looked to see what the prices are, but I'd say you're probably, at least $600 a night. Well, here it is. Here's the back of the ship. I can never remember what it's called. Was it called the bow of the ship or the stern of the ship, whatever? I can't remember. But you know what I mean. There's a guy just there. Can you see him? Just looking out with his binoculars out of his cabin or suite, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there you go. So that's it. I think we'll face back to the Harbour Bridge and I'll end the video here. Thanks for coming on a little skirt around the city this morning. An early morning walk for HW. Don't usually come down here on a Saturday morning. So a few more people milling around now, going on their morning jogs. So yeah, I hope you all have a good weekend. Probably by the time you see this video, it'll probably pop up on a Sunday morning for most of you. So yeah, the video is over.